Property tax relief and less restrictive gun laws. Those are just some of the priorities Governor Ron DeSantis is calling for during the 2025 state legislative session. But at the very top of DeSantis' State of the State address, which opened the session on Tuesday, Florida's crackdown on illegal immigration. DeSantis touted the state's partnership with the federal government. Sheriff's deputies in all of Florida's 67 counties are now allowed to act as ICE agents.
Now we are convening for the regular legislative session, having already enacted groundbreaking legislation to fulfill the historic mandate of delivering on President Donald Trump's mandate to end the illegal immigration crisis once and for all. No state has done more, and no state did it sooner than we did in the free state of Florida. Thanks to recent legislation, it's now a crime to enter Florida illegally. The days of catch and release are over, and all state and local law enforcement agencies have a duty to assist in interior immigration enforcement efforts. The voters have spoken, and Florida has responded. We will be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
This immigration crackdown has families who are violating immigration law worried. One Southwest Florida couple says their fears of deportation are growing. They left Mexico as teenagers trying to escape poverty. They fell in love here and built a family here. More than 15 years later, neither has legal status. Their 4 young children do because of their birthright citizenship. We're concealing their identities to protect their children's privacy. The day we visited, the Cruz children had scored lots of sweets and treats from Valentine's Day fun at school. Sharing these joyful moments is difficult for parents John and Elizabeth because the couple worries John could soon be arrested and deported.
I have a fear of going out, and like I said to her, well, if I go to work one day, I don't know if I will come back.
John crossed the U.S. border at 18, hoping to help his financially struggling family and save enough to go to college. Elizabeth crossed the border at 17. She cleaned banks, he worked on golf courses. Both say they didn't plan on staying.
I had plans to return and to continue my studies, but when we had our son and everything changed, we made the decision that if they were born here, well, they can study here and perhaps they can achieve something after that.
John has had his own success. He has a pool screen business and has worked at the same homeowners association for 16 years doing maintenance work. Still, John is distraught about letting his son down, who is excited about middle school next year.
Now I'm in a difficult situation. I don't know if he's going to study here. If I have to leave, I don't know how it would go here.
He's going to have to leave the country. It's a very sad story.
John's attorney, Ricardo Scarrett, says options have run out for his client under what he calls President Trump's zero-tolerance immigration policy.
Under the previous administration, I think that he would have been granted a stay because of the fact that he has 4 American children.
John's desire to become compliant with the law is ultimately what might get him kicked out now. John wanted a driver's license and work permit. Scarrett says his client was unfairly persuaded to apply for political asylum, something few Mexicans qualify for.
That is the problem, that most of these people, in order to get a driver's license, they file an asylum because they're induced into applying for asylum so that way they can get a work permit. But the problem is that the asylum eventually becomes a removal order because most asylum cases are lost.
Scarrett explains to John that he must show up for a meeting with immigration soon. While John doesn't have a criminal record, he is afraid to appear. Scarrett understands why.
If you look at the statistics from the recent rates and the recent people that they have deported, most of them don't have any criminal record. And all the previous administrations, they've always prioritized criminal aliens.
Fear of being stopped by police is why Elizabeth walks her children to school. She is now slowly trying to explain the possibility of a new life in Mexico to her children, a future she and her husband worry about.
We don't even have a home. I tell him it will be difficult for us to return. We had always thought about our future, but here. I'm very sorry for my children because it will be a tough change.
Thanks for watching. We've got more great content for you, from news to the arts to the environment. So be sure to like and subscribe to WGCU's YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms for the stories that matter to you.